Hey everyone, my name's Oliver. It's my first video on YouTube. I made TikTok and Instagram videos and stuff like that, but haven't done an actual full-length YouTube video. So it's my R31 Skyline, project car / daily car. S13 front end, S13 rear end coilovers and stuff. I bought it as a quick flip, but everyone knows how that goes when you get a Skyline. So anyway, today I'm just going to be doing a manual gearbox conversion. So I picked this car up as an auto, and no one really wants an auto Skyline, either do I, because I feel like when you think of Skyline, you think of a manual. So that's what we're doing, we're putting a manual in it. So over here, I've got an RB20 box from a 32, I'm pretty sure. So I'll be putting that in there. I've got a brand new clutch, a brand new, not new tail shaft, but tail shaft, clutch pedal, brake pedal, sandwich plate, you know, the interior bits, and a second-hand starter motor. I think they're the same starter motor. Don't, you know, quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they're the same starter motor, but mine's dying, so I got a new one anyway. But yeah, I'm going to be documenting the procedure of how to remove your auto gearbox and put a manual in, and hopefully lead to more skids and fun, because that's the whole Skyline way, I guess. So yeah, let's get into it. So first up, we're going to remove the exhaust from the tail shaft, so that we can get access to the gearbox cross member and able to actually drop the gearbox. So that'll be what we're doing first, and I'll show you where the bolts are and how to do that. So yeah, let's do it. So there's two bolts here, which is just two 17mm bolts, which go into your catalytic converter. So I'll drop this exhaust here. That way we can get to the tail shaft bolts at the rear, and then I'll drop it here at the front of the catalytic converter also. That way we have a bit more room just to, you know, get to these bolts, so on and so forth. But yeah. And then we got two same thing, 17mm bolts up the top here. Just loosen these off, and then that will drop that section of exhaust there out of the way, and then we have access to the tail shaft. That comes out, and that gives you access to these four bolts here on the tail shaft, which then we'll drop this, and then you can remove the front. Yeah. Alright, so we got the exhaust out the back there, so and we got the tail shaft out along there. So I've just taken that out and pretty much ready to rip the gearbox out. I'll start dropping the gearbox cross member and stuff, and then yeah, should be pretty much ready to drop the gearbox. Get the starter off, and then drop that subframe there, undo the transmission lines at the front, which go to the transmission cooler to cool the fluid. But besides that, it's pretty much ready to drop out. So yeah, just got to undo those two lines down there, focus down there, and you got the starter just down the back there behind that hose. And once they're out, we're pretty much ready to go. Record this. I don't know if you can't really see any of that. I'm using that to record me. So if I'm not in the frame all the time, it's probably why. But yeah, I will be buying on a camera and stuff like that eventually in the future. But at the moment, I just want to see, you know, how this would go, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you do like the video and it does help you, do drop a like and a subscribe. So we'll be doing also a Barra engine rebuild. Under here, I am going to be rebuilding this to go into my GQ Patrol. So if you want to see that, yeah, like and subscribe so you can stay tuned and you can follow along. But yeah, this is the 31. So yeah, I'm just going to start removing the starter now and those transmission lines at the front, which I showed you earlier. And then I'll catch back up with you when that's done. Alrighty, so it's the next morning. I ended up didn't get the gearbox out last night. It's got a bit too late and had to have dinner and stuff. But I went and picked up a pilot bearing tool and some oils and stuff. So at the moment, I'm going to work on getting that gearbox unbolted, lower that gearbox cross member, and then we should be pretty much set to pull it out. And then yeah, back there is the bolt. It's pretty much in line with my finger, just there, straight down, and it's really difficult to get to. So I'm pretty sure you can get to it with the spanner there, and lots of persistence and time. Or if you lower the transmission, I think you can get three extension bars, and you can stack them up pretty much, and you can get to it from the back. So I'll be probably doing that because I don't want to struggle on that bolt for too long. But yeah, so that's what we're doing now. So yeah, got to remove that. So we're talking about gearbox, I guess. So remove the crossmember housing, drop the gearbox. We're gonna remove the torque converter bolts. So I'll walk you through what we get up to next. Alright, so under here there's just 4 bolts from that flex plate, and that's what holds your torque converter in. So what I found best was to do was just undo one, turn the engine, undo the other, so on and so forth until you get all 4 of them out. So that's those removed, and then alright, so this is the contraption I've made. That should get us down to that back bolt from under the gearbox. On top of the gearbox, sorry. So I'll show you what I've done. Make sure you have a pannier. I'd forgotten, started leaking at the tail shaft. But pretty much up there, if you lower the transmission, you can pretty much get an extension. Let me see if I can get my camera up there. Back bolt down there. You can't really see, but it's down the center there. And yeah, you should be able to loosen that off. So we'll see how we go getting it off. But with the contraption, it shouldn't be too difficult, I hope. So we'll find out how we go. So I've got that on that bolt at the back there. You can't see, but it is on. It just takes a bucket load of extensions, and then you can pretty much just loosen that off. So that's pretty loose now. Should better pull it off, and yeah, that's how you do that one at the end. It's probably gonna drop. So just under here there's a few connectors I forgot to take off. There's these connectors which connect the wiring to the gearbox. So just clip these. There's like a little zip tie, undo that, and then just clip these off, and then should be pretty much ready to go. So we'll do that now, and then yeah, stay tuned. So yeah, this is the manual flywheel, it's from 31. Taking it in, it's been machined. So if you're gonna go to this hassle putting your gearbox in, get a new flywheel, not new, but get it machined at least. And then over here, I've picked up just a stage 3 clutch, a new thrust bearing. If you're going this far in, obviously into it, you're gonna have to do the clutch fork and stuff anyway. So just get a new bearing, press that on the sleeve. It's not too difficult. I'll show you how to do that. And then yeah, just a new clutch and pressure plate. That's a stage 2 clutch, I'm pretty sure, from Extreme Clutches. So yeah, we'll be putting that on here, and yeah, if you're gonna do a new clutch, always do a new flywheel. So just on that little fitting there on the auto is the speed sensor. So just gonna unthread that, just take that off that one. And on the RB20 box, this is what's going in the car, there's this little thing. Just get that, get some brake clean, give it a clean, not just like that. And then just, yeah, that just literally goes right on there and screws in. Same thing. So yeah, I'll do that now and we're good. So there is a little, so you can see there's like a little groove in there. There's a groove in here. Just line the grooves up. And then yeah, it's that simple. It's that easy. Just screw that in. Make sure it's straight. Yeah, that's all. We'll do that now and yeah, get back to her. So there's that one installed. Just literally straight in, just screw straight in. You do need to get the locking tab off the other box. So there's just a little screw there, and that holds that speedo sensor in place. So if you just grab that out, throw that in there, that just pretty much holds that in place down the bottom there, and then that just screws on top. I forgot about that, but yeah, that just goes in there like that. Pretty simple, pretty easy. So that's pretty much that box ready to go. I do have to do the clutch fork, the thrust bearing and stuff, so we'll do that shortly. But for now, get this box out of the way. We'll take that flywheel off, that top sandwich plate, and then we're pretty much ready to take the spigot bearing out, put the new one in, so forth, so on. With your spigot bearing that pushes into the block, you do have to let it sit in oil overnight. I mean, you don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier. They are they're brass, so they will, if you hit them and they get like nicked and stuff, it won't. Alrighty, that clutch fork is installed along with the throwout bearing, or thrust bearing, sorry. Clips, that just slides in there. So there's a clip that clips this in, and a clip that clips this to that fork at the back. I was going to record it, but it's a bit fiddly, so it's a bit hard to record, but it's pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll be able to see how to do it. Yeah, that's that in there, so we're pretty much ready to go. So it's time to throw that under there. Let's go. So here we've got some nuts and some bolts in place. So that's a 60 mil, 60 mil, 60 mil. It's another 60 mil, and then we got a 40 mil. 40 mil, 40 mil, or I think that's actually a 35 mil. And then you've got a 40 mil there and a 30 mil there. So those two have nuts, and that one is a nut, and then the rest of them just screw into the engine block. So yeah, that pretty much is how it bolts in. I'll drop a diagram up here somewhere on the screen, and you'll see that again, and you'll see all the torquing specs for these nuts that you torque them to when you bolt them in. So yeah, that's that. So it's pretty much ready to go in now. That shift has been removed, so it's easy to get it in. Just want to grab this. I'm going to put this on the front of the gearbox, so up the top near the bell housing. Then I'm just going at the back, and you got to go in at a 45-degree angle just to clear this and to clear just a few other bits and bobs. And then we'll pretty much slide it in, and yeah, that's how we'll do it. Before we do that, we've got to remove that flywheel, the spigot bush, and then put the new spigot bush in and our new flywheel. So let's do that, and then we're pretty much ready to go. So getting close now. Brief intermission. Invasion by Jordan.
Kitty, can I come back?
Abby's got the cat. Say bye, Jordan. See ya.
It's a guest appearance.
Right. So it's sandwich plate on there like that. That just goes on that dowel at the top, and then your flywheel bolts on like this. So that's just on the spigot bushing there. So I've just got this in there. This is just a pilot bearing pulling tool. So yeah, that's that new spigot bush in there. I just use those pullers and pull the other one out. My phone did die, so I didn't get all of it, but pull that other one out, put that one in there. So that was the one that was greased overnight, and that's just now in there. So now I was going to put my flywheel on there. So yeah, let's do that. So with all these bolts, you do want to use Loctite. If you don't use Loctite and your flywheel comes off, don't blame me for it, because you want Loctite. So let's put a bit of Loctite on there like that, and then throw your washer plate on there, just like that, and there you go. Just thread that on, just like that, and repeat that 6 times, all your bolts, and then torque them to spec. So to clean down your flywheel, get rid of any residue, because it's not what you want in your flywheel. And then this is the brand new clutch from Extreme Performance Clutches, I'm pretty sure. So that's the new stage 2 clutch and pressure plate. So I'll put this on. So to do that, get your alignment tool, make sure it's clean, and then you go to your clutch. So your ridge side is always inside your pressure plate. So that side there is always inside your pressure plate here. This just pretty much goes in this way. That just slides in there, like that. So what I like to do, just have it, is lock the top of your alignment tool, like that. Go. So before anything else, now you wait for that to dry. You can't put it on wet. All that residue when it gets hot will stick. So just wait for that to dry. It's brake clean, so it should literally take a few minutes, or a few seconds, I should say. But in the meantime, you can get pressure plate, give that a clean. Oh yeah. And you just add some Loctite to your bolts. Just a dab. Like that. And just throw that in there like that. So there is a torque setting for these, and you do want to torque them, but yeah. They do snap easily if you do it too tight, so just don't go too tight. I'm talking mine to 26 Newton meters, which is the spec that Nissan has provided. So that's what I'll be doing. So yeah, torque these down, and then that pressure plate and clutch and flywheel's installed. Then you just got to throw the gearbox in. So I'll throw these ones in, and then I'll get back with you. So it's the next morning, or midday. About to put the gearbox in the car. So we've just got the jack there set up. So we're gonna hopefully get the jack onto this point in the gearbox just to lift it up. Then I'm gonna sit here and maneuver the splines into the for the input shaft into the clutch. So I've got the clutch and the pressure plate installed on the new flywheel and stuff. I'll put the torque specs up on screen earlier in the video to see. So that's going to go on there, and shouldn't be too difficult, but you got to go on at a bit of a 45-degree angle just to get the input shaft in, and then you can straighten up from there. But we'll see how we go. Shouldn't be too difficult, and yeah, let's do it. Loosen that jack a bit. Alright, so now I'm going to put the new pedals in. So new brake pedal, new clutch pedal. The brake pedal on the manual is smaller, so I got to remove that one, put that one in, the new one, and then put the clutch pedal in. So there is a vent up there, so you can remove it, or you can just get a strap or something like that and strap it up just to the headrest or the steering wheel or something, just to get it out of the way while you put it in. Just one bolt, so it's not too difficult. I'll show you how to do that, or I'll show you after, and then yeah, pretty much done. So we're gonna put the shifter back in, these slave cylinder, a few wiring thingos, and tail shaft, exhaust, and then fluids, and we're done. So not much longer left, maybe a few hours, but yeah, getting close now. So yeah. Alright, so that's that clutch master cylinder installed, just there. So I installed the clutch pedal down the bottom. So yeah, just gotta throw the shifter in. I'm gonna put the slave cylinder in now. And then we're getting pretty close. Tail shaft, exhaust, bleed the clutch, and then put some fluids in the gearbox, and we're pretty much done. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh, and then obviously those little bits of wiring. So yeah, pretty done, pretty close. Let's get it done. This is the shifter. This just sits in like this. Just slides in like that. There's a little ring at the bottom. That should already be installed, but there's a little ring at the bottom. So that's neutral. And then you got two rings here, like that. And you just need some snap ring, lock ring pliers. I don't know, I can't remember what they're called, but these just slide in over the top. That should go down, and then you just use these to lock this in to place, like that. Shove that in there. I might put mine opposing. There we go. Alrighty, so we got the wiring part of it now. So this has to go down to your reverse switch on the Series 1. And that gives you your reverse lights. That's just the red cable there, and then the black and white cable. Oh, my camera's not focusing, but that's what it is. That goes down there. They're just spares by the looks of it. So they must have been part of the auto. So we don't need them anymore. And then here, you've got these ones. That's also a spare there. These ones go together. So you've got your black and yellow connect together in one connector or whatever, and then you can cut that black one there, and then this red and black and blue one go down to the neutral switch also. So that black and yellow gets spliced into the red, and then from there that goes down to the neutral switch, and that gives you your neutral, which you need to start the car. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's wire it up, and we're putting, you know, yeah. So yeah, that's all that's to it. That's the manual conversion done on the R31 Skyline. So yeah, that's that. More videos to come on this thing, I'm sure. So stay tuned. But yeah, hope that helps you. If it doesn't, then drop some comments and let me know what you're struggling with. I might be able to assist you, but if I can't, then I'm sure there's tons of things on forums. In the description will be a few forums leading to like how to do it, and I'll leave all those photos regarding torque specs and so whatnot. But yeah, thanks for watching, and that's it. Have a good one.